Hi Ben, do you believe in lifelong learning?
Absolutely. Alice. Learning shouldn't stop after school or university. What about you?
Definitely. Why do you think lifelong learning is important?
It helps us adapt to new challenges and keeps our minds active. What's your main motivation for continuing to learn?
For me, it's about personal growth. How do you think lifelong learning impacts careers?
I think it gives people an edge in their jobs, keeps their skills relevant. Have you taken any new courses recently?
Yes, I'm currently learning digital marketing. Have you tried any online learning platforms?
I have. I've been using Coursera for a few courses. Which platform do you prefer?
I enjoy using Udemy. Do you find it easy to balance learning with work?
It can be tricky, but I try to set aside some time each week. How do you manage it?
I agree. Time management is key. I make a schedule and stick to it. What do you think of informal learning?
I think it's brilliant. Learning doesn't always have to be formal or structured. Do you often learn through books or podcasts?
I do both, actually. What about you?
I prefer podcasts because I can listen to them on the go. Do you think everyone should make time for learning?
Yes, absolutely. Even just 15 minutes a day can make a difference. How do you keep yourself motivated?
I set small goals and reward myself when I achieve them. Do you think people can be too old to learn new things?
Not at all. I think it's a myth that older people can't learn. Do you think the government should support lifelong learning more?
Definitely. More funding for adult education would be great. How do you think lifelong learning can benefit society as a whole?
It creates a more knowledgeable, adaptable population. Have you noticed any personal changes since you started learning new things?
Yes, I feel more confident and curious. Do you think formal education prepares people for lifelong learning?
Not always. Schools focus more on exams than teaching a love for learning. Do you think technology has made lifelong learning easier?
Without a doubt. We can learn anything from anywhere now. Do you think it's important to learn outside of your comfort zone?
Absolutely. That's where the real growth happens. Have you ever tried learning something completely different from your usual interests?
Yes, I once took a course on photography, which was completely out of my comfort zone. How do you choose what to learn next?
I usually follow my interests or think about skills that could be useful in the future. Do you think learning should be more collaborative?
I think so, yes. Working with others can make learning more engaging. Do you often discuss what you've learned with friends or family?
I do. It helps me process the information better. What do you think is the biggest barrier to lifelong learning?
Time, for sure. People often feel too busy to learn. How do you think we can encourage more people to embrace lifelong learning?
I think showing them the benefits and making learning more accessible is key. Lastly, do you have any advice for someone who wants to start lifelong learning?
Start small and don't be afraid to fail. Learning is a journey, not a race.